Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a video that I was planning to do for months. I was planning to make this video months ago, and I just got around to making it. I was watching previous footage of what I was going to edit before this. However, not only is my voice it's not very good when it comes to a video. Second, I didn't do a good job at explaining exactly what I was trying to do. So, I'm gonna try and do a better explanation of what I was doing and what I was building. So, let's get started. Perfect. Here we go. Now, what I wanted to show first before I show any of the code is I was trying to build a weather app. I built the weather app using Python and tkinter. Before I started on making the app, I made a little bit of a sketch in Affinity Designer. You can make it in Microsoft Paint if you wanted to. I just decided to use this because that's what I had. So we have our title, we have our weather info, we have a place to enter our name. This isn't going to be the final product. I understand that. It doesn't even look like this. It kind of looks like it, but it doesn't look like it. We have some kind of user input. When they hit enter or they hit a button, that information will be displayed on a window. So let's get to the actual code part. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want to show people that it's actually quite easy to make the things you want to make and then expand on it if you feel like you need to, or you feel the need to do so, or if you want to increase the complexity of your projects to maybe show off to a potential employer. So here we go. We have our imports statements here. As you can see, I use requests to get an API request to get the weather data. I use tkinter and TTKBootstrap specifically, which is, in my opinion, the best that I've used so far for building GUIs in Python. We have our URL here, and I'm going to blur this out, but I have a keys.py, which I made myself. All it does is that it has a link to Rapid API, keys, and host. I'm obviously going to blur it because this is my own key, which you can't use. I apologize. Here, I've commented everything, hopefully for clarity's sake. In tkinter, you can use themes for specific or for certain things. In this case, when we create a window, I can just set the theme to superhero. We have our title, and then we have an 800 by 600 application window. We have our function here that says get weather data. When you're pulling data from an API, you essentially get a JSON response. Here I'm using methods built into Python to get the JSON data that I want. In this case, what I want is location and current weather. I have to further parse the data from location data and current weather to get the city, province, country, and local time, temperature in Celsius, humidity, and feels like temperature. It's all compiled into an array, or a list in this case because it's Python, and it returns the list. Here we have our second function, and all it does is it prints the weather data into a nice format. The rest of it, all it does is a couple of labels to indicate what I want my application to look like. So, like I said, I worked on this months ago, and I've been meaning to make a video on it for a long time. I hope you can see, and I hope you can follow along. You're more than welcome to use all of the code in here. It's not that serious. It's not that, interesting either. It's very, very basic, and you can expand on it for yourself. Let's try and run it. And here we have our weather application. This is just an image of their TTKBootstrap application. We have our title, we have a bar to input our stuff, and we have a submit button. Obviously, it doesn't work. As you can see, it broke because there's nothing in here. I should probably do some error handling for that. However, I digress. So here we can put in any input here. We have Toronto. We have all of the data that I parsed from get weather data in our function here shows up in here. If you need to, or if you want to check other states, maybe let's say Iowa in America. Iowa City, Iowa, United States of America, gives you the local time, temperature, humidity. Feels like minus 28. Oh my god, what's happening there? Jeez. And then we have I found this one funny. I was just trying to think of popular cities. I submitted this, and for some reason, it's getting Delhi in Ontario, Canada, which I didn't know that was a thing. However, if you want to specify certain places, you can just put a comma, submit it, and then it'll change it to Delhi, India, which is what I was trying to do in the beginning. So yeah, extremely simple, as I've stated, but just because it's simple doesn't mean that you can't do good things with it. You can expand on it, you can make a smart application with it, you can do a lot of stuff with just this. And again, you don't have to just make a weather application. If you feel like you can make anything, all you need is some knowledge, some research, and some dedication. That's all it takes. I hope this inspires you to make your own stuff. I hope this helps in your journey as a programmer. Try not to steep yourself in imposter syndrome. Like I said, this doesn't look pretty. This doesn't look amazing. It's not anything special, but I understand API calls now. I understand a little bit of using GUIs in Python. I understand how to kind of hide keys. Obviously, I should be hiding keys in a better way when it comes to API keys, but I know how to pull data from it and then parse the data from JSON or from pulled JSON data from an API. That's what these projects are meant to teach you. That's what they're meant to help you improve in. And I hope this helps you make the projects that you want to make. Until next time, I'll see you later. Hopefully, I make something else soon.